In this video, I will be sharing some tips to Ryden or any other beginner skateboarder. You might not even be a beginner skateboarder, but starting to learn some new phases or aspects of skateboarding, where I still think this video comes in very handy. Before we start the video, I just want to take a quick step back in time and actually tell you guys how I got into YouTube, because that was through Andy. I remember all of these first videos on his channel. I've even watched this 12 creative skateboarding tricks recently. You know, I've actually learned a lot of tricks because of this video in particular. 1 foot nose grinds. I did a lot of 50-50 front boards back in the day. I've seen Ryden grow up, and I've had these thoughts for a video a lot through the years. Andy, also 360 double flips. Him and Chris Cole inspired me so much to learn that trick. But here we see, I think, Ryden's first skate session, and that's in 2012, so it makes me feel very old. But let's just quickly jump back in time, or actually it's 4 weeks ago since this was uploaded, and I think Andy, he filmed it a while before that. But first, skate injury. Now in this video, Ryden has received a box from Etnies. They are unboxing it, they're showing off the product, and they're moving out too.
You've never done a street drop, have you?
No, I have not.
Alright, well today's the day.
Let's just watch the tries, and then afterwards we can talk about what you could maybe do different in the future, or maybe if you haven't gotten to this aspect of skateboarding, what you can do to prepare. This is a great way to start. Getting a feel for the height and the impact of the spot. It doesn't work for everything though. Maybe not a 16 stair or El Toro or something like that.
Oh! You alright?
See that one, that slam. Yeah, you can just see the knee bruise up instantly.
Ooh, oh! You turned your ankle.
And that's where it went wrong. Ryden turning his ankle. Even though I think it could have been prevented, and one part of this Andy actually recognizes himself. I think he's talking about it here.
I realized that it doesn't have a lot of ankle support. The red ones, which he switched to and got a lot of use out of, as you can see, just offer a lot more ankle support, especially when he's going to be olling down a drop.
What gear you use is very important when you start out skateboarding or start out a new phase of skateboarding. So definitely good point here, not skating slip-ons when you're trying your first drop, but actually getting something with a bit more support around the ankles and maybe also the bottom sole of the shoe. I was at work at the skate park showing my colleague this and telling him about me wanting to make a video on how to fall, because slamming straight down to your knee, that is not a good way to lengthen your skate life, and it just gives you less tries trying a drop like this. And you can see here all the weight of the impact is just going straight down to that right knee. But as I was talking to my colleague about this, one of the local kids at the skate park, he kind of eavesdropped and he was like, wait, what? How to fall? And I was like, yeah, you know how to fall in skateboarding, you roll on your hip, you do all these things. And he was like, what? I never knew there was a way to fall. And I was like, what? And this kid is actually pretty good. So his name is Victor. On the gram, you can follow him at VigoHE88. And as you can see, he's got some tricks, man. This stair set is awful, but that's a pretty big 8 stair. But while I would definitely not say that Victor is like a beginner skateboarder, he agreed that there might be a reason for him not being able to skate drops and gaps for as long as he thinks other people could. We went down to the skate park and I actually tried filming some clips of him trying to learn the technique for falling. The first thing I told him about, I didn't even want him to try this, but normally when we have kids at the skate park that wants to learn how to drop in on a small quarter pipe, I always show them a drop in where I lean too much forward, so I kind of fall in front and land on my hip, and I can jump it out and spread out the impact of the slam. But it does the job. It scares a lot of people away from leaning back and shooting out going down the ramp. That's the dangerous part of learning your first drop in. But normally we're there to assist them, of course. But it does save some time for some people that are just like, nope, I'm not gonna lean back. I'm gonna do what he did, lean in front. But when Victor tried to do this, you could clearly see that he hadn't really thought about like how to fall, because he instantly changed his side. Now he did fall on the hip, which is a good thing, or at least fall on the side of your body. You can't be doing slams to the knees. I know that Andy is kind of famous for also doing that, but you guys know I love Andy, so I could say this, but Andy might not always be a good faller on a skateboard. I'm sorry, Andy. You made some great falling videos though, pranking people. I just realized I didn't even talk about what to do with your hands when you're falling, but Victor actually showed it pretty well in the slam he just took there. He just used his hands and arms to ease the speed at which you were hitting the ground. So he was taking a bit of the impact off already. But once again, you can't be taking all the impact to one part of your body. In this case, your hands would result in them breaking. So be wary of that. Maybe even wear some wrist guards. That is totally fine if you're a beginner skateboarder. And if you're an experienced skateboarder, it's cool either way. Take care of your body. But then, you know, the next part would probably be to find somewhere soft to fall at. So at the skate park we do have a mattress, and I just want to see Victor ride into it and kind of like roll out the impact. So that's my number one advice, is get something soft where you could do some like rolls. Just get it into the muscle memory of your body. Just like when you're first learning that kickflip, hold on to every little technique that feels right and build that into your muscle memory. The same thing for falling. Try not to have all the impact of whatever you're skating go into one part of your body. What I normally try is, even when I land on my feet, I try to jump ahead a little bit to make the surface where the impact hits a little larger. Now, I'm not a native English speaker, so I don't know if this makes any sense. But Victor, he felt like it made sense, so he decided to try it a few times on flat, even though I don't think that's the same thing. But as long as he keeps practicing it, I'm sure that he'll get a lot of new gap tricks in the future. Yeah, he even kickflipped the force there here. That's crazy. But as I said in the beginning, knowing how to fall, it's just gonna make you take less damage, so you're able to try the thing you're trying for more tries. That was a tough sentence. My neighbor is singing, and it's probably not picking up on the microphone, but it is loud and okay. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but basically that's my number one tip for Ryden, is learn how to fall. It sounds so weird, but in skateboarding, we all fall. We are all gonna get injuries, but you can make the damage and the injuries fewer in between. Oh my god. And another quick tip here at the end is that if you're able to do the ollie off the drop, and then once you're like, okay, I've actually done the ollie, and you can kick the board away, that might also help you in the future, but that is actually tough to learn. Victor, he had only tried it a few times. He managed to get it though. But if you're able to get that feeling of, wait a minute, I did the trick, I just kicked my board away, what am I doing? Then you might have more confidence and you're able to land on the board better. I don't know. It's not something you should get fully used to, because throughout my skating, I might have taken a few too many attempts at certain gaps that made me really sore the next day. And in some cases, just me not believing the trick to start with. And that's not a good idea on something like a 16 stair. Even though I rolled out that slam or that bailout, I still couldn't really move my leg for like 15 minutes. So on stuff like that, I would just stick it. You know, go full Ali Bulala. Nonetheless, I hope this video helped. Maybe it helped you, Ryden. And by the way, nice first name you got there, because as you all know, and Andy obviously knew, my last name is Ryden, so good choice on that. I hope every new skater or beginner skater at some point or part of their skate life could use this video. I don't know. I gotta get back into the swing of doing these videos, so I don't really know. Hope you could use it. If you enjoyed the video, you know how to support the channel and all that good stuff. And then I'll just see you guys in the very next video here in the channel. Until then, have it good and peace out.